Hey guys, call me crazy or bored, but I just drove 2 hours to get to the next city over so that I could come and buy a new phone. And no, it is not an Apple 14 whatever. I can't do Apple. So we ended up going with the Samsung S23 Ultra, which is simply just an upgrade from the S20 that I had. And I'm telling you guys, this thing looks smooth. It looks awesome. And we're going to up our video game for you guys. We're not only going to film in 4K from now on with this camera, both front and rear cameras, we can do 4K 60 frames. So it should be even smoother, even better. You know, Samsung gets 200 extra bonus points for that because it's showing Gary in all his gray, glorious mess of, it looks real. So the Samsung gets points for that. We're going to put it through some paces. We're going to test it. When I get home, I'm going to take Mr. Gage around the trails, and we'll see how the stabilization is on rough trails, how the HDR works in dark forest settings. We will try all of that stuff out, but I'm excited to try this new phone. And the audio as well. I'm hoping that the audio is... I've got a new hard case on here, so I don't know if that's going to affect audio quality or not, but Samsung S23 Ultra, we did it. So it's so stormy, I actually pulled over, just white out across the highway. So I'm just taking a little 5-minute break here, and I thought we'd try out the 10 times zoom over there. There's a nice old silo and a barn way across the field there. So I took a photo and I took some video. Let's check it out. This phone will do 200 megapixel photographs as well. Are they any good? I don't know. But the cool thing that it also does is when you take a regular 12 megapixel or 50, I guess you have a few options, it groups those megapixels together. So your sensor, it should actually produce cleaner images, especially in low light, even though it has more megapixels than the old phone. That's for all you tech geeks out there. Sandy, I know, you wanted to know. Also, this phone has portrait video mode, which is what we're in right now. So if you guys look at the background, you'll see it's a little bit blurry. I'll switch back to the regular video mode, and you can see what it looks like. And that is regular video mode. So it just adds a little bit of blur in the background, which I guess they're trying to emulate a bigger sensor camera. Is it important? Not really. But I'll tell you, I love how smooth this thing is. Like, I can just see, it looks so good on the screen. It's just so, it's like we are on a gimbal. In fact, this will replace, and I will switch the camera around while we're recording, which we couldn't do with the wife's iPhone. See, check this out. Didn't even stop recording. This will replace our phone gimbal right over here. We don't even need that anymore. I'm just going to take a little walk into the very dark part of the house right now, and we'll see how the video looks. If the stabilization gets wonky. Yeah, I can see it's kind of coming apart a little bit. It's very dark in here. No lighting in here. So, I mean, the old phone would not do this well. We'll actually go up the stairs. I can see the video a little bit coming apart. Not bad. And again, that's due to a newer sensor, much bigger megapixel count, and they're doing some voodoo with that megapixel count, right? It's a 200 megapixel sensor, but again, they're grouping multiple sections of this sensor together to make biggle. They're grouping multiple sections of this sensor together to give you more megapixels in a group that equal the same as one bigger megapixel, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm a dummy. I just did a slow motion test. Now I got to pick up all the pieces of this puzzle that I dumped in this bag. But it was worth it. I have no idea what settings it uses for the slow motion now. It used to be up to 400 frames, and it would drop down the resolution to 720p on the old phone. I think we're still filming in 4K, and it's probably still 400 frames or something like that, but much faster processor in this phone as well. Hey, Hannah, your puzzle got accidentally spilled here. I need you to come pick it up. Okay. It got spilled in the bag over there. Okay, so now we're outside in the bright daylight, and I have to say I cannot see this screen very well at all. But we did put a glass screen protector on it at Costco where I bought it, so it could be the reflection on that glass protector that's kind of messing with this. I'm going to turn the brightness back to adaptive as well. So everything is settings, right? So we could say that that is really an unfair test I did with the iPhone the other day because I don't know any of the settings. But really, you know what? I don't give a damn. It's Apple. I hate Apple. We were never going to buy an Apple. I literally had 3 seconds of weakness thinking about it. Gage said, "You're an idiot. Don't buy an Apple." And so I didn't. I bought the S23 Ultra. And I'm going to turn the brightness back onto adaptive, which means it will adjust itself as need be. And we'll see if I can see the screen better. Night and day difference, guys. I put the screen back on adaptive, and it's like, I don't know, 200, 300% brighter than it was. And then I also put it back onto video portrait mode, so the background is nice and blurred out. What I'm interested to see in this walking test is, how is the autofocus? You know, does it stay locked on me? Am I jumping in and out of focus? The S20 was really, for a 3-year-old phone, really good. Very rarely did it lose autofocus. The stability on that phone, the stabilization was pretty good. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Very good. And this kind of looks the same, but we know we can't go by that because the iPhone 14 looked absolutely terrible. The screen, when you're watching it, was literally doing this. And I thought that was going to be the end result, and it wasn't. When we put that footage on the computer, it was very stable, very good. Now, I'm also wondering about the colors in this video. The blues, like, they just look too blue. So is there some setting here that I need to adjust? Is it on vivid mode? I don't know. I know there is a vivid mode. So no, the screen is on natural. There's natural and vivid are your two choices. It just looks very fake to me. It looks very blue. Again, will that change when we get it on the computer? I don't know. One other thing I did notice and did not like about the Apple 14 Pro that my wife has, when I switched cameras and you guys were looking out at what's going on in front, the audio would actually change. It's like the microphone would change. So let's just switch that right now. Yeah, there's my dog rolling in some fox pee or something. Hey, did you smell something good there, buddy? And I just want to see if the audio has changed. On my S20, there was no change. All right, now we're trying the director mode that I told you guys about, where it's actually using the rear and front camera at the same time to record. And I can see some uses for this, guys. This is pretty cool. This would be great, you know, for our paranormal videos when we're exploring and you guys want to see my reactions to the scary crap that's happening real time. You know, we're getting 2 cameras in one. This is really cool. Maybe some people might think it's gimmicky, but I think we definitely could find a use for this, right, Mr. Gage? In fact, this director's mode may be my new favorite way to walk the trails when we're out doing our Bigfoot adventures. I can show you guys what I'm seeing. You guys can see my face. I kind of like this. And I don't have to record 2 video streams and then edit them together later on. So let me know what you guys think about this director's mode. Is it just gimmicky? I think you're going to see a lot more of Mr. Gage this way. He's a star. He likes that. Let's try our close focus. Oh, that's not too bad. If I wanted to show you guys coins and things like that, that would be close enough. Super windy out here today. How is the microphone on this new phone working? Is it good? Can you guys hear the wind? Oh, I was gonna... So we'll kind of do a test here where I'm pointing the camera up at the bright, bright sky, and the HDR is, I can see my face really well. I'm impressed. You know, the old phones, the old cameras couldn't do that exposure with that extreme brightness behind you like that. It's like standing in front of a window. We should actually do that when we go home. And I'm on my way home right now. I'm going to do that. I'm going to stand in front of the window and see what it looks like. Great, we've got a new phone. It has lots of cool features. I'm super happy and stoked to be using it. The problem I can foresee is that it was so bloody expensive, I'm not going to want to take this on metal detecting adventures. I'm just going to be like, no, because I'll tell you guys right now, the mud, the dirt, the scratches that happen to your gear when you're metal detecting, it's real. So I'll be like, we're not going to take the new phone, we'll use the old phone. And I actually did that with the S9, which was my backup. Any of the really dirty places, anytime we were going to go in water, or anytime I used the drone, we were still using the backup phone. So I'll probably continue to do that because, I mean, hey, it's a great piece of gear here. But me, I'm like, it's like when you buy a new vehicle, right? You buy that new truck, and then you don't want to take it down the old trails because you're going to scratch the new truck, right? Well, the same thing applies to the new phone, guys. All right, we can do this test actually. Go in the garage here. Oh, it's taken a few seconds for it to do its thing, but it did do it. It brightened up my face. The adjustment was a little slow to occur, but it's doing it. We are standing in front of a completely white background in a dark garage, and you guys can see me. And then as we step into the garage, it then compensates. I mean, that's pretty amazing that you can do that. All right, guys, that's all I've got. Just a little wonky idea for a video today to test the new phone. I want to let you guys in on what we're doing. Look forward to some great video action coming on this thing, the S23 Ultra. I'm impressed. And we didn't have to buy a stupid Apple, so,